So good morning folks, it's Des Cattys. I'm just getting ready to go out for a little micro adventure as it were. I've made something of DIY the other day, made myself a little something. So I'll be having a little test of it I suppose, and obviously sharing it with you folks. Right, having a brew, a chat and all the usual stuff. So stay tuned. Now, these are ash keys, right? Well, they're the fruits of the ash tree, and they're called ash keys, I believe. I don't know why. I've never tried to open the door with them, but I can't see them working somehow. But they're actually, in this form, they're actually quite, they're quite succulent. They're actually all right. You know what I mean? As sort of nature's flavours go. Because let's face it, some of it tastes like crap, doesn't it? But actually they're not too bad. It's actually very wet at the moment, but it's also humid. And if I'm honest, I don't bloody like it, because it brings out all the insects, doesn't it? And yeah, it stopped raining. We had a lot of rain yesterday here in the UK, because for some reason we like it. But it's not raining at the moment, but as I say, it's really humid, and with that it brings out all the flies and everything, all the mozzies and everything else. And if anything, I think I prefer it if it was just raining or something, or we had a wind or a cold blast or something, rather than this humid stuff. Anyway, well, I suppose I'll shut up moaning, eh? So yeah, when you're reading the books and they say, like, you know, oh, ash keys, you know, oh, it was a traveller's wayward snack, you know, yada yada yada, you know. But they're only out for a little while before the tree obviously starts to do its thing. There's the old fireweed starting to make an appearance now in full effect. Chimerian Augustifolium. Now, to think the last time I come out here, it was a clear path, matter of weeks, and look at it. But that was enjoyable, not? You know what, I felt like I was Indiana Jones at a flicking wedding. Amount of spider webs and flower hemlock and hogweed petals all over me. You know what I mean? I felt like I was having confetti thrown over me. So while I'm sitting here waiting for my water to heat up, don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video with your worst enemies. Alright, and thank you very much. So at the moment, I'm just treating this as like a little sit spot. So I'm just trying to kind of just sit still and see if anything sort of pops up. And I had a few birds that come in quite close, which is good, but now they've flown away because obviously I'm talking on the camera. Duh. So what I'm doing, I'm on the hunt now for some stinging nettles, because obviously they're getting a bit taller now, aren't they? You know, reaching out for the sun and all that, and because of the rain and everything else, and the time of year and the season and everything else. And what I like to do is I didn't bring it with me, but I've got a reel that I've made, and I've just been collecting nettles, drying them out, and then obviously making them into a cordage. So what I'm going to do while I'm here, I'm going to collect. Oh God, I'm making a shit as well. Best way really is to do it in the middle, innit? I'm going to do it at an end. So I'm making it look hard, making it look harder than what it really is. They are very succulent at the moment as well. I've never tried eating the piffy middle. Don't know what it's like. I'm not going to do it on camera right now, that's for sure. So that'll do for now. Ideally I'd need to, maybe I was a little bit impatient really, let them grow out a little bit longer, but that'll do for now. So I'll hang them up or just store them away and then take them home, hang them up in my shed, let them dry out, air dry them, and then I can use them for cordage, eh? So obviously I've had a herbal tea. It's for Barney really, because on our little WhatsApp group there's been a little bit of brew wars going on between Chris, Wilderness Nomad. I'm probably involved as well in some way, form. Do like to put a bit of wood on the fire, as you do, and John Martindale as well. And so with that in mind, Barn, I'm now going to have a Darjeeling coffee. Oh. Yeah, so if you ain't guessed it already, there's about at least four of us on our group. And as I say, you've got a mixture of coffee drinkers, tea drinkers, and I kind of class myself as like a beverage whore. I suppose Chris is as well. Like I kind of flip between the two. I like a cup of tea, and I also like a cup of Darjeeling coffee. Whereas John is adamant 100% coffee, especially for a Yorkshireman. I thought he would have been into his tea. And then there's Barney. Well, Barney, bless him, he kind of gets the brunt of it really, because obviously, you know, the coffee drinkers, as I say, I can sort of mix it up a bit and go either way, but on the whole, Barney kind of categorises me more as a coffee drinker than a tea drinker. So he kind of doesn't let me into his arms, you know what I mean? He kind of keeps me at a little bit of a distance, you know what I mean? So yeah, so normally when it goes off, it goes off, you know what I mean? It's a bit like putting a sheep in with a load of wolves, or a load of wolves in with a sheep. I don't know. Now I'm not preaching to I am preaching to the converted, but how simple a, you know, sort of a pot hanger is that, eh? As simple as you get. You ain't even got to carve a hook or anything. It literally is just that, isn't it? A wire stick, a long dangly wangly stick to use as your diagonal stick, and then just a weight of a trunk on the end there, just to support that cup over the fire. Job done. Simple as, isn't it? Now, I love my little Pathfinder cup, and I've got the whole lot of this, you know, it all goes together. But obviously what you see in the videos a lot of the time is the fish hook, the cup, the mug, and so on and so forth. But if there's one thing that gripes my arsehole about this cup, is why on earth, when they had the holes drilled into it for you to be able to put the fish mouth opener hooks on there, why did they not do it the other way, so it's there as opposed to there? Because look what happens when you put it on the fire if you're using it as a hanger like that. So now, if I put it on like that, and I've got a fire going, right, it's very difficult to keep those handles away from the heat, isn't it? Now, if they were the other way, if they were there, you work it out. But other than that, I love this bit of kit. This, you know, this mug pot, whatever you fucking want to call it. I love it, but that is one thing that gripes me with it. So Dave, if you're listening, if you watch my videos, you know what I mean, take it on board, son. Right, so for you folks out there that are interested, the other day I knocked myself up a kind of sleeping bag out of Tyvek. Now, point to note here, this isn't one of David Fryer's bags, because there's no way David would produce something as a monstrosity as that. I've actually ordered some better, some of the mesh. I spoke to Mac Tartwood and he gave me a link to the stuff that I've got. This stuff is almost like a face veil like you used to wear in the army. This is really lightweight stuff. I mean, it will do for now just to keep the this Tyvek bag in that I've made, but yeah, just point to note that isn't one of Dave's. Now, what it was, I was watching, I don't watch him that often if I'm honest, is Dave Canterbury, and in one of his latest videos he was talking about 5 C's and minimalist and sort of emergency and all that sort of stuff, and the thing that pricked my ears was something that he showed was basically, it was in like a, in like a bag. It had the Pathfinder symbol on the bottom of it and all the rest of it, and that's what really took my attention. And it's basically something that was made out of Tyvek. So with that in mind, what I did is I went away, used my Google food skills. I thought, I've got some Tyvek, you know what I mean? I had a look on Dave's shop, you know, bearing in mind that that's coming from America. I managed to find one on Amazon for the UK. It was about 36 quid, made out of Tyvek, and I suppose it was in like a green colour. It was in like a green colour, but anyway, some time ago, the late Mike Smith, he used to work on building sites and stuff like that, and he distributed a load of Tyvek out to everyone. And I had a roll, not a roll of it, but I had a massive sheet of it in the shed, and I didn't know whether or not it was going to be big enough for me to sort of have a play around with to make some kind of sleeping system. Now, in my last video, I had a comment from Prepared Pathfinder, and it was only one comment, and obviously I left him back a comment that something that I'd said in the video about the old Helicon's Hex Bergen pack, that it would be great if it was just a slightly bigger litrage, maybe 35 litres, because other than that it would be an absolutely great sack. And I sort of I replied to Prepared Pathfinder by saying that, yes, you know, totally agree with you, blah blah blah, and also along the lines that I do want to see if I can do an overnighter in it. Now obviously I'm going to have to be very frugal about it, because obviously of the size of the pack. It's not bad to be doing it this time of year, because obviously it's getting a little bit warmer and everything else. So with that in mind, I made myself my own Tyvek come sleeping bag. I don't want to use it as a bivvy bag. What I want to do is I actually want to use this as a sleeping bag. Now, as I say, using my Google food skills, I was having a look at Tyvek. It's quite a waterproof material. That doesn't really bother me too much, because I would use it under a shelter of some sorts anyway, whether it's a tarp, poncho or whatever. But what I wanted to do really was to see whether or not I could use it as a kind of sleeping bag. Now it weighed in at about, I don't know, it was 300 odd grams, something like that. So it's perfect in the weight category. In space category, it packs down to, tell you what, let's get my knife out, and then we can, you know, give you some sort of gauge of some kind of little bit of a, you know, a measurement to it. So that's it, all folded up, bearing in mind that I'm quite a tall individual, you know, I'm 6 foot plus, and fortunately enough that this Tyvek goes right over me. So let's lay it out so far and have a look at what I've done. Now I didn't stitch it. David Fry's, what he did some time ago, he made some pouches out of Tyvek, and he got me to use them, try them out, see what they were like, but unfortunately they didn't really work too well because of the sewing. So with that in mind, what I've done is I've basically used duct tape to kind of hold everything together. Now I'm not going to go and hang myself off a cliff or anything like that. It literally is going to be sort of like a, you know, a sleeping system where I'm hoping it's going to keep me warm. It might be that I need to put an extra layer of clothing on, maybe a jacket. I'll sleep in my trousers anyway, and this is sort of what I've come up with. You know, nothing hard and fast. The only gutting thing about it really is the fact that it's nothing white. It'd be great if it was you know, sort of like a green colour. I wouldn't really want to be using it for stealth camping unless it's inside a bivvy bag. But folks, there it is. Literally didn't want to start cutting it all up and everything else. I literally sort of laid it out, laid it flat. Maybe I could have rounded off the feet at the bottom there. I've literally, all I've done here is I've just kind of put it into like an epaulette form, if you like. Not an epaulette, like a lapel kind of design, so it will allow me to obviously get inside. Now I'm not going to take my boots off and everything and get inside it now. I did try it at home, and flipping heck, it was proper slippy as well in there. But what I'm interested in is to see whether or not I can use it as kind of like an overnighter, maybe in the, you know, see how far I can push it with it keeping me warm. It'd be a nice little experiment to do. And you know, my first impression, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I laid in it in the house, you know, so I can't gauge anything on it. Will it condensate? Apparently it doesn't. Apparently it will let out. It's quite a clever material where it is waterproof, but obviously it allows moisture to escape. But we'll see. So that's going to be part of my experiment. So there it is. This is kind of like my emergency kind of sleeping bag. Just a roll of gaffer tape. And that's it. I basically taped all it up as much as possible. I folded it in the middle so the edges met in the middle. Okay, I didn't do it off to one side. I did it into the middle. Okay, and then as you can see, it's taped there at the bottom. And then this will just allow me to get inside it, to be able to lay down, and we'll see how it goes. All right, folding it up. Obviously it was quite, you know, it's quite straightforward as well. It was nice and easy, because at the end of the day, that's what you want. You just want it nice and simple. I'll roll it up. I'll do that live, shall I, so you can see it. And there you go, that is it really. You know, it hasn't taken a lot of effort to fold up. I mean, for now I'm just putting this little bit of elastic around it just to keep it together. As I say, I've ordered some stiffer mesh. I've got a link off of Mac Tartwood. I'm going to make myself a better pouch, but this will do for now. So I'm not making too much effort, and it'll be interesting to see what it's like to sleep in. It really will, you know, without the aid of a fire, just me as is, maybe in just my bottoms and a top and everything else. And see if I can use it then as to do an overnighter using the Bergen Helicontex backpack. Bergen backpack. There we go, folks. Alright folks, I'm off now. Excuse me. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share to your worst enemies the video, and leave your comments below. Been interested to know if anyone else has played around with that Tyvek, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.